welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would just talk a little bit about my journey of breaking free from anxiety. So when you deal with anxiety, it can really feel like everything is falling apart, right? You're totally vulnerable. You're having to find ways to deal with situations that actually were never a problem before. For example, going to a cafe. You'd be able to go and you'd be able to order and you'd go with your friends and you'd sit and have a drink, and then suddenly that's not possible. Suddenly it's a problem just to walk through the doors, or maybe it's a problem to order the drink, or maybe it's a problem just sitting there. So navigating those kinds of things is really quite daunting, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, of how you can break free from that anxiety. So just a little side note, I'm not talking about really severe anxiety disorders because those are a little more complicated to deal with, but it's more like the day-to-day anxieties that you might feel, just out and about or picking up the phone. So to start with, the first thing I do is actually talk to somebody, right? Whether a family member or a friend, talking to somebody can really just take a load off your shoulders. And it's something that I actually didn't do for a very long time because I didn't really understand what was going on. But just expressing that you're a little bit worried about something or you're not feeling great it's really helpful, because you just put it out there, and it's hard to explain why it actually makes it easier. But my interpretation of it is really, it's just acknowledging how you feel. Because when you try to suppress things or you try to just hide from it, it actually makes it a lot worse, because it's just there, like niggling in the back of your brain. So just by talking about it, it's a lot easier. As the saying goes, problem shared is a problem halved. So that's the first thing I'd recommend. The second thing I would say is maybe trying to figure out why you're feeling a bit worried. Is it the situation itself, or is it actually that you're worried about something else entirely? Let's say like in school. You go to school and you're feeling really anxious. Now, is it the class? Is it the people? Or is it actually an exam that's coming up in a month's time? Understanding it a little bit actually, again, helps you to deal with that emotion. Because by understanding it, you can overcome it. Because if it's the classroom, for example, is it where you're sat? Is it who you're sat by? If it's where you're sat, can you change your seat? If it's who you're sat by, again, can you change where you're sitting? So understanding it gives you an opportunity to change something about it, or focus on processing that emotion. That you go, okay, I don't really feel great sitting next to this person, but it's only for an hour, and then that's it. So then you can implement certain breathing techniques like box breathing or tracing your fingers. I've done a whole other video on that, and I'll put a little link up here. So breathing techniques is great if you can't do anything about the situation you're in, and it is the situation itself that is making you anxious. Now, if it's something else entirely, like an exam about that subject, well, why are you nervous about the exam? Is it the knowledge? If it's the knowledge, then, focus on studying, do practice papers, that kind of thing. So, being able to understand the situation that you're in and why you're feeling a certain way can help you find the right tools of dealing with that anxiety. Because ultimately, anxiety is just trying to protect you from something bad happening. That's all it's trying to do. So it is really actually a good thing. It's just that it can come about in unhelpful times when actually there isn't really a danger. So that's the first two things I would do. The third thing is a bit off topic, but it is basically physical fitness. Anxiety, as I said, is there to protect you. It is to give you that burst of energy you need to either fight something or run away. So if you're fitter, you're stronger, you're faster, there's less need for that anxiety. There isn't that need to protect you because anyway you might be strong enough to deal with it. So that's something that I would recommend, whether it's just going for half an hour power walk or going for bike rides in the week or playing tennis, playing badminton, going swimming. Whatever you enjoy, that's what I would recommend trying out to increase your fitness and your stamina and your strength. You know, weightlifting, grab some dumbbells, something like that. So that can actually make a real big difference, especially for milder anxieties. The other thing is journaling, which again I've mentioned in another video, so I won't go into too much, but just being able to process your thoughts and emotions can help. And actually a big thing that can make a difference is surrounding yourself with positive people, which is really hard, especially when you're younger, because you're almost forced to be around with certain people. You know, you're put into a class with certain people, you don't get to say who they are. But the older you get, or when you do have an opportunity, try and put yourself around positive people, people that care about you, people that you care about, people that aren't looking at the negative things, but they're productive, they're positive, they're looking for good things to do, they're looking for fun, but not like the dangerous kind of fun of racing around on roads, you know. Basically, people that are a good influence in your life. Because actually, being around those type of people, it will rub off on you. You'll feel better because they're happy, you'll start to be happy. If you're around people who are constantly criticizing others or judging others or talking about the bad things in the world, that will also impact you, and then you can feel more anxious. So leading on from people, it's also about making your life as positive as possible. And that means cutting down on the news, because the news is like mostly bad. Yes, we need to be educated about what's going on in the world, but not to the point that we're stressing ourselves out about it so much. It's just not worth it. There's only so much we can do, and constantly, you know, taking in information that is bad will affect your mental health. So staying away from the news will give you a chance to focus on your life. And that also means doing things that you enjoy. So outside of school or work, try colouring, making music, I don't know, going bowling. Those kinds of things to bring joy and happiness to your life, so you have a good work-life balance. Because again, anxiety can come from being overwhelmed, and if you don't let yourself get into that state, actually you won't feel that bad, right? It might never get to that point where you have an anxiety disorder because you didn't focus or you didn't overload yourself. So that's kind of the thing you want to do. Now, if you are dealing with anxiety regularly, it really is about trying to force your body to relax. And that's really, you know, it's again through meditation, breathing exercises, not to sound really repetitive, but it is usually those kinds of things. They help your body relax, and then you can focus on your mental state. So to break free from the anxiety really is about shifting your mental state. And there are loads of little life changes you can do, and those will help. You know, by keeping everything the same or letting yourself be sucked in by social media and television dramas, documentaries about, I don't know, a lot of the bad people in the world, you can really actually create a negative mindset. And it sounds all hippy-dippy, and I'm not personally a fan of that kind of stuff, which is why it took me a long time to accept, but it is about creating a positive bubble for yourself where you can unwind quickly, because then your body, or your brain rather, isn't seeing things as a threat. But if you're overloaded and you just can't deal with any more stress, your subconscious will tell you to get out of there as quickly as possible. So breaking free from it is actually quite a long process, but that's okay. It's just about making those little changes in your life and in the way you think about things. So repeat positive affirmations, to yourself. Repeat that you've got this and you can do it and things aren't that bad. Look for the positive in every situation. It might feel bad in the moment, but actually, what good has come out of it? And I can almost guarantee you will always find at least one thing that is good in that bad situation. Look at what you've learned through life. Look at what you've achieved. And over time, anxiety will lessen. You won't worry so much about other people's judgments because you'll realize it doesn't matter. You'll find the things that you feel good about doing and that you're productive with and just that you really enjoy and are happy about. You'll create a good circle of friends that care about you and you care about them, and you can go to them, talk to them. You'll find a job that works for you. Nothing's permanent. So also being aware that anxiety will pass is actually a big thing that can help. You go, okay, this is horrible right now, but it will pass. So I know this is only a really short video, but I hope it's given you a quick insight into things. Let me know in the comments anything that you've used to help break free from anxiety, and leave a like if you enjoy this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.